Hi everybody, welcome to the Stony Creek and Poor Valley Railroad. My name is Bill, and you might wonder why we came up with the name Stony Creek and Poor Valley Railroad. Well, I grew up north of Detroit, Michigan. I grew up north of a town called Rochester. And between Rochester and one of the next towns over called Romeo, there was a tributary and reservoir called Stony Creek. And Stony Creek ran just a walking distance from our old house. And as a kid, we would walk down there and just play around in the creek. We'd go fishing. We'd catch minnows and crawdads by hand and have all sorts of fun there. Lots of great memories in that little creek. Poor Valley is an area near Gate City, Virginia, which is near Kingsport, Tennessee. So this is where my grandpa lived when I was a teenager. And right across from Grandpa's trailer on the opposite side of the road was a branch of the Seaboard Coast Line and Louisville and Nashville Railroad. And the coal trains would come by in the mornings, and we would get to see the coal trains, we'd hear the trains, but very often the train would need to stop with the engines directly across the street from Grandma and Grandpa's house. And the crews were just really, really friendly. I got to interact with them. One of them even invited me to come up and see the cab. And then he walked me down and opened up the sides, showed me the prime mover. Just really, really exciting, cool memories. So that's why Poor Valley is part of my my model railroad name. Today we are going to honor somebody who has collected trains since the 1950s. I'm not going to name his name because I didn't ask him for permission to name his name. But this man has needed to exit the hobby due to health concerns, and so I was given the opportunity to purchase his collection. And so today we are going to honor him by taking a look at all of the engines that came out of this collection. So sit back, enjoy, and smile on behalf of this man's memory. First up is this beautiful Lionel GP38-2, Louisville and Nashville, number 4136. This is Lionel number 6-18819. So this is a MPC era engine. It's really neat. It's got an electronic horn. It's got a 3-position E unit. It's got 8-wheel drive and traction tires. But bonus point is we got one that's a runner here. We also have one that is still brand new in the factory box. So that one was kind of a really cool surprise to actually get something that's factory new. So that is the Lionel Louisville and Nashville GP38-2. Next up is a modern Lionel. This is the Lionel 6-28553. It's a Pennsylvania Alco RS11, cab number 8620. This is also 8-wheel drive, 3-position electronic E unit, has directional lighting, traction tires, and electronic horn. And smoke. So this is kind of a neat unit, kind of a fun one. And if you look closely, you can actually see there are some crew members in the cab. Kind of a neat unit. By the way, every single one of these units are runners. There were no pieces of junk in the collection. So that's very exciting. Next up is a post-war Bud RDC. This is an RDC-4, which means it's the Railway Post Office. It's liveried for Baltimore and Ohio. It is, like I said, it is post-war. It has the horn that is driven by the battery. So not a wonderful horn, but it's there. Four-wheel drive with 2-axle magnet traction and a 3-position E unit. These are neat RDCs, really enjoyable to have on the layout. Next, we have another set of RDCs. This time it is an MPC era service station special, which was this consist of an RDC4 followed by 2 RDC1s. This is a very basic set. It doesn't have too many features on it. It has 3-position E unit, has no horn, and the cars do have lighting. The front unit, the RPO, the RDC4 is powered. The RDC1s are unpowered. Next up is one of many of Lionel's Berkshires, a 284. This time it's the Union Pacific. This one has, you see from the 2 wires here, it is one with the Lionel mighty sound of steam. But also significant about this one is that this is the first one in which Lionel actually put up the smoke deflectors. So this is a rather neat engine. So here's the mighty sound of steam. It does have an electronic whistle to it. And it does have smoke as well. And that smoke should be getting going here in just a moment. There we go. Neat little unit. And I'm very grateful to have been able to get one that the mighty sound of steam actually works. Next up is our Lionel 246 Scout. So the Scout was a very, very inexpensive line of locomotives and cars intended to get Lionel equipment into a broader audience. One of the things that you will notice on Scout locomotives is this little tab up top here, which goes between do not cycle the reverse and allow the reverse to cycle. It is a plastic motor, they've been known to have, shall we say, quirks about them. For example, mine right now has decided that reverse is the way to go, even with trying to cycle the power. So, yeah, that one is a little bit cranky right now. It is a 242 Columbia and does not have smoke, does not have bell, but it does have an operating headlight. So again, the Lionel 246 Scout. By the way, you will see the number 246 come up once again later in the video. Next up is our Lionel 243, another 242 Columbia. It is with the 243W whistle tender. This one is a very basic unit. It has a 2-position E unit, and it does have smoke and a light. And again, like I mentioned, it does have the whistle tender, which you can hear the rattles from it. The whistle tenders, as you know, are not tremendously awesome over time. But again, the Lionel 243 with 2-position E-unit. Next up is a 442 Atlantic. This is an MPC era with mighty sound of steam, liveried for the C&O. You see how fast that little guy's going. That's only with 10 volts to the track. So they are rather fast little monsters. Again, this is the 442 with mighty sound of steam, Lionel number 8142. Next up is another 442 Atlantic. This one is number 8632, the Pennsylvania Flyer. This is a modern Lionel. You can see it's even got some crew figures in here with a rather well-detailed engine bay. This one has a whistle tender. It's a modern whistle tender with electronics instead of the mechanical, but it's got some electronic problems that we have to get resolved. But that's okay. We'll go ahead and run this locomotive. Very smooth runner there. Again, this is number 8632, Pennsylvania Flyer. And by the way, considering that this is 7.5 volts, yep, she is absolutely a flyer. Next up, we have a pair of Pennsylvania Alcos. These are 2121 and 2121D from K-Line. You will see a tremendous resemblance between these Alcos and those of Lionel's 200 series, including the 222 and the 205 that you are going to see in a little bit. These are 8-wheel drive. The only one that's lit is the power unit. They have 3-direction E units. Oh, forgive me, I'm wrong. The unpowered unit is also lit. Well, isn't that a nice surprise? Yes, both units are lit. Pair of nice K-Line Alcos. Forget the price tag on there. I didn't want that dragging on the rails. K-Line, Pennsylvania Alcos, 2121 and 2121D, the dummy. Again, this locomotive is not technically part of motive power because it is just a dummy unit. Lionel GP9, Pennsylvania 8358 in Brunswick Green. Nice addition when you want to simulate additional power or distributed power in your consist. So, yep, just a dummy. Next up is Canadian National number 8031, GP7 of Lionel's interpretation of the 7. Yes, we know about their 7 versus 9 interpretation, and we are not in that argument space today. This is a very basic unit. It has lighting, no horn, and 3-position E unit. And as you can see, this is a very, very smooth runner for a post-war style. Again, Lionel 8031 GP7. Up next is a pair of Lionel's 200 series Elcos. This one is the Missouri Pacific, or the Mopac. This is the 205 pair, the powered unit and the dummy unit. The power unit has a 3-position E unit, 4-wheel drive, 2-axle magnet traction, and these units both have fixed couplers forward and rear. Let's see these guys run. And these do not have any kind of a horn on them. And as you can see, the E units are nice and responsive. Again, 200 series, Missouri Pacific 205s. Next up, we have a Lionel EP5, politically incorrectly known as the Little Joe. This is an electric that they ran on the New Haven, and when New Haven and Pennsy merged together, they ended up getting reliveried. So Pennsylvania 8551 Little Joe. Let's see how she runs. Again, Lionel 8551, EP5, or Little Joe. Next up, we have a mystery GP7. This is a Lionel GP7 under the hood. It is a more modern one because it has traction tires instead of magnet traction, but it has no horn. And it has a 3-position E unit. We don't know much more than that. Clearly, it has been custom repainted by somebody who is a fan of the L&N. Smooth runner, as have been all of these in this batch. I'm really, really pleased with what we got out of here and where we went. Love to be able to honor this gentleman with just saying, wow, this was a tremendous collection that he had. So again, our mysterious Louisville and Nashville 2291. We have one more cute fantasy car from Lionel, and that is the post-war number 52 fire car. You can see here, this one has seen a few better days, but it still reliably runs in bump and go mode. It's a true bump and go. One of the joys of bump and go, one of the games to play, is to see how slow you can make it go and still have it actuate. And that wasn't enough. So this is the number 52 fire car. It is missing the spray apparatus from one side. That's because it's right now sitting in a glue jig. So number 52 Lionel fire car. We also have a couple in the box still. the Tijector, and the New York Central inspection car. These are some of the interesting non-locomotives that are in our motorized category. Our final Lionel, I'm not going to get it out of the box, but it is a true Scout set. It is a modern Scout set, and what I love about it is that with the cab number, they have maintained the heritage back to the original Scout. The original Scout that I showed you was a 246, and this is 246X. Again, it is a 242, so it's a Columbia. This one does have smoke, and it does have a whistle tender and a light. So it's a rather well-featured for being a Scout. So that's another nice set that was part of this collection. Well, we have finished up the Lionel portion of this set, but there's just a couple more left. First is this MTH RK2500 Pennsylvania GG1 number 4897. This is one of the first Rail King models. You can tell that because of the RK number instead of a 30 number. And it has an electronic horn. It has 3-position electronic E unit and is a very, very smooth runner. I love the smoothness of the stop on this. You can tell it's definitely got the wheels on the motors to keep the inertia. Beautiful engine, number 4897, Pennsylvania GG1 from MTH. Our next one up today, and the final one of the set, is this beautiful Williams Lehigh Valley Berkshire, the 284. And it is liveried for Lehigh Valley. Really, really beautiful engine, flywheel controlled motor, electronic whistle. Get a load of this whistle. And you can tell that this one is an enthusiastic smoker, even smoking really nicely here at idle. Let's let her run. And there you have it, the Williams 1746 Berkshire Lehigh Valley. Well, folks, there you have it. This is the collection that I purchased, and I am extremely pleased. I am amazed at how much was there. In addition to these locomotives, there were over 100 rolling stock, and just an amazing collection. So with this, I am going to sign off. I sure hope that you all have a great day. Thank you for watching the video today. Take care now.